This is a Debka File special presentation. The surviving Boston bomber Tamerlan Tsarnaev has every incentive for insisting that he and his brother acted alone and out of ideological motives in the Boston Marathon bombings of April 15th. That was predictable. What is surprising is the acceptance of this claim by his federal interrogators. He can't speak because of a wound to the throat, but did they really expect him to write down the names and addresses of his and his brother Tamerlan's fellow terrorists and associates? Chokhar was formally charged Monday, April 22nd, with using and conspiring to use a weapon of mass destruction. The charge related to the twin bombings of the Boston Marathon, causing the deaths of 3 people, including an 8-year-old boy, and injuring 180 others. One way or another, the 19-year-old Chokhar is condemned to die, whether under a federal court sentence or from his injuries. If he sticks to his story that the brothers acted alone in the cause of Islam, he dies a glorious martyr to the sacred cause, celebrated across the radical Islamic world as a shining inspiration for more terrorist cells to go forth bearing his name. Politicians are not the only ones who care about their legacies. To achieve this, he must refrain from spilling the beans and lead the FBI inquiry up a blind alley. Debka's counterterrorism sources say the investigation's best bet would be to finally follow up on the treasure trove of the Federal Security Service of the Russian Federation, the FBS, relayed to Washington in 2011. They not only figured Tamerlan, who died in a shootout with the Boston police, as a suspect Islamist terrorist, but revealed that he had toured radical Islamic mosques in Dagestan and Chechnya in search of contacts in jihadist terror groups. The Russians also appended a whole list of terrorist suspects of Caucasian descent in the Boston area. Also worth following up is Barack Obama's call to Russian President Vladimir Putin on April 19th to thank him for Moscow's cooperation in the Marathon bombing investigation. What was that about? What made Russian assistance valuable enough for the two presidents to agree on better cooperation between the FBI and the FBS? By digging into an unsolved 2-year-old triple murder, the Boston Globe lifted a corner of the veil on the Tsarnaev brothers' violent past in the service of radical Islam. The Boston police consequently reopened the case and are examining Tamerlan for the murder of 3 Jews in a Waltham, Massachusetts apartment on September 11, 2011. Tamerlan's close friend Brendan Mass, Eric Weissman, and Raphael Tekin. The murders took place on the 10th anniversary of 9/11. This has been an exclusive Debka File presentation.